the biggest thing is there's no really clear intention with the marketing. So you need to, I like to operate a whole, every business's entire marketing system within one framework. So you can see how everything works intentionally, because often otherwise you sort of run after one thing, you come back. It's like someone's lost in the forest and they're really motivated. So they run 10 minutes one way, then back to where they started, then 10 minutes another way, back to where they started, 10 minutes, so that doesn't work, back to where they started, where are we going? You need to kind of plow a pretty clear pathway. And so what I mean by that is it's it's often that, say, people focus on, there's four parts that we always look at within marketing. So I'll just explain them. There's traffic, and traffic is how do you get people to find you? That's pretty much most everything people focus on when it comes to marketing's in the traffic column. Like if you're doing like any social media posts, any social media ads, alliances, networking, trying to get media exposure, like it's all in this traffic column to get people to say like a website. And then so you need to be measuring this, but the problem is people focus so much purely on traffic that maybe the rest of their system doesn't convert. So we need traffic and we need to measure it, and we should know how many come to our site per week and each strategy, because sometimes people get stuck in the weeds. Oh, we're doing this so much on Instagram or something, but we're not seeing sales in the bank. And it's like, well, you've got the tip of the iceberg, but you're sending them to a system that doesn't convert. And so what we'll typically do is look at the system to convert first with a lower amount of traffic before we really focus on the traffic. So traffic's the first part, then there's conversions, then we call it relationships, and then reactivate. So I'll explain them. So traffic, and we draw them up as four columns. So it's a good idea for any listeners. If you're driving, this might be a bit difficult to implement, or you're running right now, exercising, listening. But if you just think four columns and you write everything you're currently doing in your business into the traffic column, that's the first on the left. The next one's conversions. All that sits in conversions is your website. And there's two things we measure: how many people converted towards a sale, like took a step towards a sale. So it might be that they book a quote with you, or they book a discovery meeting with you, or you might be an e-commerce store and they straight up buy. So how many proceed towards that? And you need to just focus on that number, because then it helps you find and look for ways to increase that number. It's the most important thing for your website. It's like the journey you send people towards a sale. So if you want them to say book a quote, it should be above the fold, crystal clear on your homepage. People can see that pathway number one that you want people to take. Pathway number two on the website is how many converted to a lead. So in this conversion column, we're looking for two numbers: how many converted towards a sale and how many converted towards a lead. So they might have like opted in for a free resource. They might have taken a trial or a sample or a taste test or whatever your business fits, or had live chat. It's basically like the traffic column's like people walking past a shop in a street, a lot of foot traffic, and a conversion's like someone stepping in the door, and we can start to form a relationship. So we've got to convert them. So I'll repeat them so it's clear for everyone. Traffic column, measuring how many go to your website. So you got all your sort of leads, your sources, traffic sources. And then the conversion column, how many convert towards a sale and how many convert towards a lead. What I like to say on this is, like, you got to kind of think like IKEA a little bit, like IKEA. IKEA are very good at taking you on a journey. So you walk in the front door, it's the same everywhere in the world, right? And you can't get out. Exactly. You're trapped. The one in Sydney, there's one near Sydney airport, like a really big one, and it's a 2 kilometer walk from the entry to the exit. You guys use kilometers, right? It's like kilometers, miles, it's probably like 1.6 miles or something like that for everyone else. But like it's a long walk, like you're stuck. Um,
That's
you
why they have
go in,
beds in the middle. You need
what's
to take
that?
a rest. That's why
Yeah,
there's
exactly. Yeah, yeah. And the typical thing is you walk in the front knowing you need one thing. So I'm going to buy, let's say, some pots for my new pot plants or whatever. And you come out the other end with one of those giant long bed trolleys with, outdoor furniture on there. You got new knives and forks. You got, and because they're brilliant, they're clear on the journey. What's the journey to optimize sale? Now, just think about that when people land on your website. Is it super clear, zero friction to proceed towards a sale? And is it super clear, zero friction to proceed towards a lead as a second option? Our third column, and you write in everything you're doing on this. And what I recommend to people is you write everything you're doing in this, and then you pin it on a wall next to you. So we actually, with our customers, have like they're like removable whiteboard stickers, like a big, and so you put it on the wall. It's like a big poster, and it sticks to the wall, and you can move it. And it's got the columns drawn up and examples of what to do, so they can write in with a whiteboard marker and wipe it off, and sort of update it as they go. And so you can see your whole marketing system at a glance.